Hi everybody, welcome to Knowledge Hub. So today we will be looking into one very important aspect of Indian law, that is Foreign Exchange Management Act. So without beating around the bush, I will jump straight to the point and we will see what exactly does Foreign Exchange Management Act do. So the big picture here is no one in India can freely deal in foreign exchange or foreign assets. By no one, I mean nobody. Even if you are a non citizen of India, you are a foreigner in the country, you can only deal with the Indian currency. But if you want to deal in a foreign currency, foreign exchange, you can only do it as permitted by FEMA, as permitted by the RBI laws, or by the permission of RBI, or through an authorized person, which is usually a bank or a licensed money changer. The word is licensed money changer. Now, if you don't follow all these things, this is the violation of Foreign Exchange Management Act. Now, who is the authorized person? Everybody must have this question in their head. Ki who exactly is this authorized person? With whose permission you can deal with foreign currencies? The authorized person is a person approved by RBI. We'll get into the details ki how does RBI approve, what are the licenses that are needed to be taken. But for initial understanding, we must get to know कि authorized person is a person who is approved by RBI, like banks, like authorized money changers, like financial institutions. Now, what does the first basic clause says? It deals with dealing with foreign exchange and foreign securities. What does the law says? Law says no person shall deal in or transfer foreign exchange or foreign security to anyone is not authorized. As simple as that. We have seen this earlier also. In simple words, you cannot give or sell foreign currency. By foreign currency, I mean apart from Indian national rupees, you cannot give or sell foreign currencies, or you cannot give or sell foreign shares, bonds, and etc. to a random person. You must deal only through RBI approved identities. This is the first thing. This is the first basic law that you must keep in mind. You must deal only through RBI approved entities. Now, what are the examples of RBI approved entities? If you want to buy or sell foreign exchange through a bank, this is allowed. If you are selling US shares privately, this is not allowed. The provisions of FEMA will be applied to you. Giving dollars to a friend for investment abroad. One of your friend is going to US and you are saying, okay, I have $10. You keep it with you. Keep this money with you. You are going to US. Invest that money in US stock exchange. This is wrong. What does the clause B says? The law says, we don't need to get into that. We will get into the simple meaning of what the law says. The law says you cannot directly pay money, fees, investment or gifts to someone living outside India unless RBI rules allows it. What are the exact RBI rules? We'll be going into the details. But what does the law say? You cannot directly pay money, you cannot directly pay fees, you cannot directly pay investments, you cannot directly give gifts to someone who is living outside India unless RBI rules allows it. What are the RBI rules? We will go into that. But you cannot do these four things unless it is permitted by RBI rules. Now, whatever law we have read, let us go into the very practical examples. So, if you want to send money to somebody living in United States, you have to send that after the approval of RBI. Sending money under LRS, we will see what this LRS means when we will go through further important provisions of FEMA. What does clause B say? Clause B talks about receiving a money from outside India. What does the law say? Law say you cannot accept money in India for a foreign person informally or indirectly. You cannot accept money in India for a foreign person informally or indirectly. On behalf of somebody else, you're taking the money for somebody else. This is not allowed. All foreign money that comes into the country must come through proper banking channels. If you have a foreign currency that has not come through a banking channel, the FEMA Act will be attracted and you will be punished. Now, very important example explanation I am giving you. If a person in India receives money on behalf of someone outside India without any inward remittance from abroad, then this is punishable. This is illegal, even if bank is involved. Now, this whole thing has started become a little technical. I'll break this down with the help of a few examples. If a foreign company asks its Indian agent to collect money locally, this is absolutely wrong. You can only collect through banking channels. No money actually comes from abroad. This is treated as illegal receipt under FEMA. A foreign company asks its Indian agent to collect money locally and the money does not come from abroad. Now, where does that money come from? It must have come under Hawala transactions. It must have come under some other illegal means. That is why it is wrong. Now, clause D says, the law says, we will go into the simple explanation of it. Law says, no one can enter into any financial transaction in India that is linked to acquiring, creating, transferring a right to acquire an asset outside India without permission. You cannot enter into any financial transaction in which you are acquiring, creating or transferring an asset which is outside India. If you want to acquire an asset in US, you have to take the permission. Now, whose permission will be required? That we will see. But without permission, you cannot buy an asset in Australia. You cannot transfer an asset in Australia. Now, what is this financial transaction? The word financial transaction was written here. Na? Nobody can enter into any financial transaction. What is this financial transaction means? The explanation defines it broadly as making or receiving payments, issuing or negotiating bills or promissory notes, transferring securities, or acknowledging debts. All these things means some kind of financial transaction. Either you are acknowledging debts, oh I have a debt, either you are transferring securities, or you are issuing promissory notes, you are giving promise to somebody that I owe you a certain amount of money, or you are receiving payments. Now, what does simply it means? What you cannot do? You cannot pay money in India, sign financial documents in India, for buying property abroad, investing in foreign assets, unless allowed by FEMA or RBI. You want to buy US stocks? First take permission from RBI. First take permissions by First take permissions by the authorities assigned by FEMA Act. Now, let us look into the examples. Paying in India for a flat in Dubai without RBI permission, that is wrong. Issuing a promissory note in India for foreign shares, this is wrong. Now, if you want to invest in Dubai, if you want to invest in United States, living in India, you can do that, but you have to take the permission of RBI. This is what the FEMA has said. This is what the guidelines of FEMA start with. This is what the initial section of FEMA say to you. This is what the applicability of FEMA is. We'll go into the details. When is the permission granted? How is the permission taken? What are the rules? When does RBI come into play? What are financial transactions? What are not financial transactions? What is a legal tender? We'll go into the details of everything. I will explain everything to you. So people who are trying to invest, who are trying to invest in India, they must go through FEMA guidelines. People who are trying to make assets abroad, who are living in India and want to make investments outside the country, they must go through this. So thank you for watching. I hope this lecture was of some help.